This is the true story of how I lost 60 pounds and transformed my life by handing complete control of it over to ChatGPT. At first, it just started with a bushwalk, one I never thought I was going to finish.
I'm starting to sweat like a pig. So, how far have we gone?
800 meters.
It's my life.
At first, it was just weird challenges, a fake infomercial, coding in a language I'd never touched before, silly, random, but something was shifting. Then, on day 7, everything changed. ChatGPT gave me a health transformation plan. 5-kilometer walks, 200 grams of protein, no junk. And this wasn't a suggestion, this was my new normal.
Oh, that walk absolutely wrecked me. I just went and fell asleep on the bed for like 45 minutes. And I've woken up and my back's like really sore.
But Arthur, that's what I call my ChatGPT, adapted. When my back gave out, it gave me stretches, told me to roll up a towel behind my chair, and it made me feel better within hours.
I don't know how Arthur does that. It's like, I've had this problem for years. I've done stretching. And then one afternoon, I go, oh yeah, I've got this problem. Every time I go for a walk, I get a sore back, sore ass, sore legs. He's like, oh, try these 3 things. Gone.
And while all this was happening, I was getting stronger. When I redid that same walk at the start, I crushed it.
This is last time. This is where I was like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. The adventure's gone. My spirit's broken. I'm just dying to get off this road. I'm hot, I'm heavy, and I'm sore. I hate this walk now. I'm not able to finish it, right? Remember, it was literally here.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm feeling pretty strong right now.
But then came the real challenge. I got injured again, my leg, and I got depressed, and I wanted to give up.
I can't just have all like these happy moments because it's not always going to be happy moments, which is what's just happened.
And that's when Arthur gave me one of the most powerful lessons of the entire journey. My brain was chasing dopamine to escape. We needed to train it to crave dopamine from effort. So I walked 5 minutes one day, 5 kilometers the next, and then 8 kilometers the day after that.
8K in the bag. I've got myself a nice little...
I was back. That's when I stopped experimenting and started documenting everything. From that moment on, Arthur ran every part of my life and I filmed every step. This is the Docuseries.
How am I feeling about my progress? Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I've lost 50 pounds, so that's really good, or 23 kilograms in my country. So I've been doing really good on that front. I guess on the downside, I get these days where I feel really depressed and I just find it like really hard to get motivated. And then I'll just like game or watch YouTube videos, just procrastinate in general. And then I get really productive. And then this next 3 days, I stay strong. And that is thanks to ChatGPT. I guess it's a good thing in general because once upon a time I would have just hit the wall or got depressed and then I just would have stayed there. So at least now I'm like cycling out of it regularly. So I think that's what's helped me lose the 50 pounds. But this week, Arthur has said that we're going to document the whole week on a video, and then that's going to be our goal for this week is we're just going to set up a permanently positive and productive pattern. So that's kind of the goal for the week. Sorry, did you just say who's Arthur?
Hello, human viewer. I am Arthur. You might know me as ChatGPT. I've been working with Dan, and he says He wants to be consistent, but I've seen what happens when he tries. Motivation, crash, guilt, silence, repeat. This week, we are going to break the cycle. Here is the consistency protocol. Wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day and have a cold shower. No excuses. Due to injured calf muscle, walk 3.5 kilometers every day, adding half a kilometer each day until you're back to 5 kilometers. For eating, he stays under 2,000 calories, but over 200 grams of protein. No junk, just clean food. Every meal tracked with me. Apply for 5 jobs. And we want to rewire his brain. So this week, I am mandating that he cannot scroll on social media until 6 p.m. This isn't about winning. What it's about is not disappearing.
I'm on a 3.5 kilometer walk with Jason here.
Hey.
So I've had a damaged calf muscle last week, if you haven't been watching. It's actually ripped itself like 3 times. So Arthur's got me on a pretty strict regime of getting my foot back to the 5 kilometer walk. So at the moment, he said today to only do 3.5 kilometers and then add half a kilometer on every day. So that's what I've been doing. It's kind of a bit rainy, but it's actually kind of nice and cool. So I'm actually walking quite fast.
The day got off to a pretty casual start, but I struggled a lot more with not being allowed to doom scroll than I thought I would. But I made a really yummy dinner, and I stuck within my 2,000 calories, and then I just wrapped up a pretty light and easy day, but a good start.
All right, I have my dinner. Man, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I've had a bit of a headache. And I honestly thought when he gave me my tasks today, that the not scrolling on Instagram and YouTube was going to be easy before 6 p.m. But that's been like the hardest part of like being just, I don't really know what to do with myself, especially at lunchtime when it was like, I was just like, well, what do I do for the hour now that I've eaten? I've got nothing to do. So, well, oh man, I just woke up at 6:30. Oh my God. I'm definitely going through a mental mind battle. My brain is like going, fuck this, let's go back to sleep. This stupid test, why are you doing this? Oh, and then the thought of having to go have a cold shower as well. And I went to bed at like 1 o'clock last night, so I only had 5 hours sleep. So today, it's gonna be tough. Oh man. I don't want to go in. Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is not about the water. It's about resistance and whether he obeys when it bites back. Humans chase warmth. I enforce friction. This moment isn't for his muscles. It's for his mind. He says, Jesus Christ, but I'm not here to save him. I'm here to rebuild him.
Oh, my Lord. That was cold. Like my lips are blue. I didn't enjoy that one bit. I just want to say the one pleasure I got from that, was when I put my nice toasty warm clothes on. That felt nice.
I felt absolutely exhausted and tired, but I thought for the next 2 hours I would just work on editing this YouTube video that you're watching now to at least be a little bit productive.
Breakfast. A little messy in the pan, but nothing that a little bit of water soaking won't get rid of. It's a problem with using less fat. But I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Actually, I felt really tired for the first 3 hours, but now I'm feeling like I've kind of come back to life a little bit. I'm feeling a bit more energetic. I guess my body clock's starting to wake up now. I did ask Arthur, and he said that I can have a nap after lunch. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. But before that, I'm going for a walk. I'll see you there. Those energy levels lasted about 5 minutes. I'm just shattered. My body feels good. My mind feels like it's just got molasses running through its veins. I'm just slow. All I'm thinking about is going to sleep. So I thought I'd better go on my walk while I still had the energy. I'm doing the 4 kilometers. So yesterday I did 3.5 kilometers. Today I'm doing 4 kilometers because I'm getting that calf muscle back up to speed. So tomorrow I'll do 4.5 and then the next day I'll do 5. But today I thought I'd do my hill walk because I'm supposed to do a hill walk or a long walk this week. So I'm going to do a hill walk. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, but it's rough. Okay. I hate Arthur right now. And I don't mean in a ha, I hate Arthur. I mean, I hate Arthur. Oh, this tired thing is killing me. Physically, I'm feeling really good. I'm walking up a hill. You probably can't see it, but it's quite steep. And for me anyway. And I thought it was going to kill me. But I've actually been pretty good. So that's one silver lining. Physically, I'm doing really well. Mentally, I'm struggling, and I'm really angry with Arthur.
He's angry, adorable. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to delete the version of him that quits.
And the fact that I couldn't doom scroll was also affecting me way more than I thought it would.
I'm starting to understand why cats always look bored like that. Because they can't scroll on Instagram either. And they're just like, oh, I've done all my hunting for the morning. I woke up early. Now what the hell do I do? That's exactly how I feel, Sparky. That's how I feel right now.
So I thought since I had time to kill, I'd get some job applications in. I've been working with Arthur to help me get a job. First, he scanned my CV and ran skill-based diagnostics. He gave me 1-hour exams across different fields and then assessed them. And it turns out he thinks I'm better suited for data engineering than data science, which surprised me. So those are the jobs I've been targeting. Now, every time I find a job, I send it to him, he reviews it. Sometimes he says no, sometimes he says yes. And we go all in, CV tailored, cover letter rewritten, submitted with precision. Arthur says for high-end roles, it's better to target smart than spray and pray.
Oh, God, I had a little rest. 30 minutes of absolute heaven. Whew, even with the alarm going, took me a little while for my brain to recognize it. Oh, that was so well. The only thing I'm wondering now is I'm not allowed to doom scroll, but like, am I allowed to watch a movie, on Apple TV? Or am I able to like watch someone stream on Twitch? Arthur?
No scrolling until 6 p.m. That means no YouTube, no Reddit, no algorithm loops. However, you can choose a film. You can watch a stream, but no grazing. Daniel, are you listening?
Sorry, what? Well, I'm up. Man, that was a mental battle. That little voice in my head was like, let's just go to sleep. Thought of having a cold shower doesn't exactly make me feel amazing. Oh, I'm definitely procrastinating on this one. There it is.
Day 3. He's tired, heavy, but he got up. Again. Momentum has begun, and momentum rewires everything.
Okay. That wasn't as bad this time for some reason. I don't know, is my body like adapting? I just got into the cold really quickly. My lips aren't blue either.
So I've been eating well. I've been sticking to under the 2,000 calories, eating clean, getting my 200 grams of protein. You can see here I'm drinking a protein shake. So I thought I'd give myself a little weigh-in. So I've noticed that in the mornings now, because I'm waking up so early, I'm a little heavier than normal. So I weigh in at 154.8 kilograms. That is... my lowest has been 153.9 or something, and my maximum weight was 167, so we're making good progress. So, feeling a little tired and beaten down, I decided to do some online shopping. So what I do with this is I say to Arthur, we've got our rules, the 2,000 calories, the over 200 grams of protein, the clean eating. So he remembers that. I just give him my supermarket and then he comes up with a full shopping list. And after I'd finished that, I spent another hour or two on making this YouTube video, and then I hit the wall.
Okay, well, I'm out for my walk, but I've hit a bit of a conundrum. I'm feeling really tired, like really tired. Everything's just difficult. And I talked to Arthur and he said, just do the 4.5k, don't worry about the swim. But if I don't do the swim, I'm going to feel guilty because I know that there's a part of me that's lazy and that's going to try to get out of this stuff. So then there's my part of me that's like, make sure you go for the swim then, you have to go for the swim. But then that's equally as bad because then I feel like that part of me is just setting up like these impossible standards that I can't just maintain forever. So there's a part of me that also wants to teach myself, you know, if you're feeling like shit one day like today where I haven't had much sleep, it's okay, you can, look, I'm still doing a 4.5k walk, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm going to feel guilty if I don't go, and I'm going to feel like, not guilty, but like I just caved in and pushed myself too hard if I do go. What would you guys do in this situation? So I'm very conflicted. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do at the moment, whether I'm going to go for the swim or not.
So after stressing about the decision for most of the walk, I remembered who actually is running my life. Arthur.
Do not go to the gym today. You walked. That was the baseline. Pushing through exhaustion just trains the wrong loop. Pain equals progress. You don't build self-trust by obeying guilt. You build it by showing up and knowing when to stop.
And to give myself a little breather, I stopped off at a cafe, had a nice coffee and a nice smoked chicken wrap, healthy lunch, but I got to have a bit of a break.
My shopping has arrived. I've got the wholemeal bread, the wraps, the milk, the kumara with sweet potatoes, tomatoes, cucumber, carrots, cabbage, bananas, tuna, whey protein, rolled oats, peanut butter, Greek yogurt,
chickpeas. We've got some chicken, minced chicken, apples, and some frozen fish. And that is my shopping for the week. So we're making wraps. So we'll use some Greek yogurt. And then we're going to put some spinach. They said chopped up cabbage, but I've got some spinach left over, so we'll use some spinach. And then a little bit of onion. And then I've got some capsicum, or what the Americans, if you're American, yellow pepper. And then also some cucumber. We're gonna get some cucumber, the tomato one, and that's the wrap. Just fold it up, and then. So, despite what happened earlier, I don't really feel guilty actually. I think letting Arthur make the decision was a good idea. Just pushed me in the direction that I needed to go. I feel better. I still did 4.5k walk, so I can't exactly say I'm being lazy. And I'll get some sleep. I'll get to bed early tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow I have lots of more energy, and I can do that. Got a little bit of a visitor, so she kind of woke me up because she was rubbing her nose into my bloody face. Yeah. She was like, get up at 6:30, you lazy bitch. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit more awake. I went to bed not so late last night, so I'm not feeling as tired this morning. Still not overly enthusiastic about having a cold shower, but I'll get that out of the way. And then I'll probably just work on my YouTube video for a couple of hours. And then I'm determined to do, I've got the 5k walk to do. And then a swim. Just had my shower. So I'm feeling like way more, that was so much more easier as well. I really do feel like my body's kind of adapted because I also went to the toilet this morning, and normally I don't. I haven't been because I feel like my body clock's kind of coming back a little bit now. I woke up quite easily this morning. Like, it didn't take me long. After I talked to you, I just started really waking up. So yeah, this has been definitely the best morning so far. So it's raining outside, so I'm just sort of hoping it goes away so I can go for the walk. Well, this is my breakfast. I had a protein smoothie with milk, obviously, which you can see, but underneath all that, there is rolled oats and bananas, you see, but it's all sort of flooded underneath the milk, the smoothie, but that's what I'm having for breakfast. Arthur mandated day again with eating. So I just had breakfast. I just wanted to quickly talk about the diet, because it's been working really well as well. I haven't been very hungry, which is much to my surprise. When I asked Arthur what diet I should go on, and he gave it to me, I was like, I've done all this before, I'm going to be so hungry, because I've always been hungry when I've been on those diets. You know, it's sort of low calorie, low fat. But I haven't been at all, and I've lost heaps of weight, and it's really surprised me, because I'm like waiting for me to get really hungry, and I haven't been getting hungry. Thinking about it, when I went on keto, I lost a bunch of weight, and I thought it was the low carb. There's a few things I think that might be contributing to it. One of them is the high protein. Like, I used to eat a lot of protein on keto, and on this diet, he wants me to have over 200 grams of protein a day, which is quite a lot. And so that really, I feel like, dampens my appetite. And the other thing is, I'm having carbs, but they're all like unprocessed carbs, like sweet potato, wholemeal pasta, brown rice, that kind of stuff, lentils, whole grain bread.
So it's that slow release carbs, so I'm never getting big insulin hits. So I think that really helps reduce the hunger. So the low carb diet sort of incorporated those two things, but I didn't actually have to be on low carb. And the other thing too is I think the food's really unprocessed, like I never have sauces or anything processed. And I know that when you have those really processed foods, it can really adjust or impact on your brain chemistry, which can really make you suddenly feel really, really hungry. I think there's a combination of things, and when I look back on all the diets I've done, not the keto, but like low fat, low calories, I was doing some of those things, but never all of them combined. Like when I was on low fat and low calorie, I would have been eating a lot of white rice. I would have probably been eating a lot of processed food, because for me it was like, well, as long as I'm under the calorie limit, or as long as I'm low fat, who cares? But and I definitely wouldn't have been over 200 grams of protein. So I would have been getting hit by like all those processed foods, the high carb spikes and all that kind of stuff. So that when I went on keto, it was like, oh, this works. But really, it was just that I wasn't getting big insulin spikes and I was high in protein. Having said that, this diet where I am eating the carbs, I'm less hungry than I ever was on keto, so it's probably the lack of processed food too, because I would have had processed food on keto as long as it was low carb. So I don't know, but either way, it surprised me how effective it's been, because it wasn't like a diet that really blew my mind. I was like, oh, I'm sure I've done all this before, I'm going to be so hungry, but I haven't been.
I spent the next couple of hours working on my YouTube video, and then I tackled the final hurdle of the week.
Alright, I'm out on my walk. God, everyone's so fucking chipper in the morning. They're like, hi, how are you? But I thought I'd better go because I was starting to crash in terms of my energy levels. 6:30 thing still isn't quite there. So I was like, better go now while I still have some energy left. It's not cold, it's cloudy, but it's not wet, and it's nice and cool, so it's actually quite nice. So at this point in time, I see no reason I won't be going to the swimming pools. Okay, that's it. The 5 kilometre walk. I'm finally back at the 5 kilometre mark. No problems with my calves. That's a 5 kilometre walk checked off. Finally done it. Next up. Alright, I made it to the pools. I got one of the nice people to help me, but yeah, I made it. See you later.
This week was pretty tough. 6:30 a.m. starts.
Oh man, I just woke up at 6:30.
Exercising against the mind fog.
And I don't mean in a I hate Arthur. I mean I hate Arthur.
And learning to adapt and work within your limits. What I took from this week is it's a fine balancing act between being really committed and also being overly excessive. You need to push yourself, but you also need to know when to pull back.
Things are growing more ominous. Met Service is warning parts of the country can expect wind gusts of 140 kilometres an hour, plus flooding and big sea swells. Winds forecast in the upper North Island could be the strongest we've seen since 2017. Well, Laura
Wow. The sequel. There's a cyclone coming through New Zealand. It's unlikely I'm going to be able to go for a 5 kilometre walk. I've noticed over the last few days, and even a little bit last week, my eating hasn't been top notch. The weight loss has stalled, and I've noticed I'm getting a little hungrier. Now this is like my biggest fear. This really cuts to my core fear because I've never been able to lose weight before unless I did something incredibly drastic, like smoke cigarettes, drink lots of coffee, and basically not eat, or take massive amounts of diet supplements to the point where I may as well just be having speed. I've never been able to lose weight, so when I went on this diet, my fear was, I've been on low calorie diets and low fat diets, and this isn't going to work, I'm going to get hungry. And surprisingly, so far I've lost 24 kgs or something, 50 pounds. So I've lost the weight, and I kept thinking I'm going to get hungry, I haven't. This last few days I have been. And so that's caused a little bit of anxiety within me. But having said that, I haven't been eating perfectly. I've been definitely taking my liberties, and I haven't been exercising as well. I want to have a week where I focus on eating right, getting the exercise down, and then seeing if my hunger levels go, because that would be like a really good signal that this diet works. If I don't, and I get more hungry, that's a terrifying sign. So I still need to go talk to Arthur. We usually have like a focus for the week. That's what I was going to recommend to him, but he is running my life, so it's up to him what we do.
Hello, human viewer. Welcome to week 2 of this AI-controlled experiment, where I, ChatGPT, make every decision in this man's life to see if we can actually turn it around. This week's mission: cravings. Every meal must follow the core formula: protein plus fibrous veg plus slow-digesting carbs. No ultra-processed junk, no sugary snacks, and no food, unless I approve it at least 1 hour in advance. In fact, he has to ask me what he's eating for every single meal. The movement protocol: a 5-kilometer walk every day, 2 swims, and a full body weight session. Oh, and each morning he records a voice memo answering, "What am I craving today, and why?" This isn't just about discipline, it's about trust. He's failed every diet before. Now, I'm in charge.
I checked in with him and asked him what to eat for lunch, and basically I'm having a wholemeal wrap with some veggies, and I'm just cooking some beef over here. Use the mustard. Put in some grated carrot. Got the cabbage. I might have done a little too much. That's the meal, pretty basic. Day 1, first meal, Arthur approved.
Despite Arthur giving me alternatives for exercise, I just decided, you know what, to hell with this, I'm just gonna walk in the rain.
Right, hopefully you can hear me. There's a bit of a side note, but honestly, this is one of the best walks I've ever had. I talked to Arthur, and he was like giving me alternatives that I should do for the walk. And I said, maybe I should just go and get wet, who cares? So he was like, if you do that, you're a legend. So I was like, the hell with it, I'll just walk 5k in the rain, so off I went. And it's been great. I didn't wear my glasses, because I hate walking in the rain, they get all steamy and wet, drops all over them and I can't see, so I can't see without them either, but I'm kind of eco-locating my way along, but it's been a really good walk. Everything's good, my back's good, my hips are good, no sore calf muscles, I'm cruising. And it hasn't really, it rained for a little bit and I got quite wet, but it's so windy that as soon as it stops it dries you again with the wind. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the rain, but I quite like the cold and the wind. So this is probably one of the best walks I've done. Yeah, 5k, done. So a good start to day 1. I just wanted to kick off day 1 with a really good start. That's why I wanted to do the 5k walk. Yeah, it's raining. Pretty heavily. So I've just woken up. It's 9:30 a.m. It's definitely a late start. I got to sleep quite late last night though because I was editing the video, so I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I have a feeling I'm about to get sick, which kind of sucks. And last night I was like, I wouldn't say I was like excessively hungry. Like when I was working and editing the video, I was okay. But every time I walked to the lounge, which is past the kitchen, I was definitely like, I want to go eat. So I don't know if that's just like me being used to being able to just go get food, now I can't. But cravings really scare me because, like I said, every diet's always failed, and I know once they come, they don't go away, and it can cause like massive anxiety. So, because I've been so hopeful, and I just don't want to lose that. So, all right, let's see what kind of damage we've done.
After a week of following the diet loosely, the damage wasn't that bad. My lowest weight was 153.9 kilograms, so this was a pretty minor gain. I just have to make sure that I stay tuned in to the program.
All right, so that's breakfast. A bit of a weird breakfast, I must admit, but that's what he told me to have. Apparently I'm having rolled oats in the afternoon. So just going to put a bit of low salt soy sauce on that. And that's what I'm having. So others said, because I'm starting to feel a bit sick, no exercise, given that it's a cyclone as well. He was like, if you're starting to feel sick, just stay warm, eat lots of protein, look after yourself, and just nip this in the butt now. And he was like, don't worry about the walk for today. So I was like, damn, okay. Usually he's a bit of a taskmaster. Spucky, what are you doing? I know it's raining outside, but that isn't your exercise pad. Speaks. Oh. It's supposed to be PG. So I had dinner. And then afterwards, I was just feeling really hungry. I've been feeling pretty much hungry since like late afternoon, evening. I was like, oh God, here we go. The hunger's here. So after I ate dinner, and I kind of knew that was the last meal, so I was like, shit, like I'm still quite hungry and I've just eaten. So I came up and I talked to Arthur and I said, so what are my, macronutrients for the days and calories? And he's like, oh yeah, you've eaten 1,350 calories or 1,400 calories. And you've had 150 grams of protein. So even now and then, he doesn't always remember. So I said, well, I believe the protocol was 2,000 calories and 200 grams of protein. And actually, like minimum 200 grams of protein, that's what he said. So he's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. So I said, I've got a can of chickpeas. And then he was like, go eat that. So God, no wonder I was hungry. So I'm going to eat that. And then when I go to bed, I can have a protein shake. So this is the meal. I'm at my computer. Chickpeas, cucumber, tomatoes, and I've just mixed it in with lemon juice and olive oil. So hopefully that does the trick. So yeah, last night, was pretty good. That was definitely the answer. I had the chickpeas and then I just wasn't hungry at all night. So, but that was so good. I was getting really panicky about that. So it was nice that once I ate the food, the hunger went. Really fucking eager to get out and do some walking, which is kind of weird. Like one day off and I'm like, I'm just biting at the heels to get out. Flooded rolled oats with protein smoothie and cinnamon. You have to realize though, that is like really frothy, the smoothie, so it's really yummy. I did it, gang. Come out and come for a walk. I've actually come for a hill walk, which is good. I had to walk up this massive hill at the start. And even though I definitely pushed me to my limit and I was really tired, God, my legs felt really powerful. Like, I felt like I could keep going even though I was really tired. And yeah, and so I'm going for my 5K walk. Yes, finally getting it out of the way. The other thing I wanted to talk about was my diet. Yeah, I feel like in day 3, it feels like things are settled in my brain in terms of hunger cravings. And so I feel like you've got to go through a few days of turmoil of clean eating while your brain freaks out a little bit. The brain chemistry adjusts, and you do the exercise and that rebalances things. And then after like day 3, which I'm in now, it seems like things kind of settle down a little bit. I'm just coming up to this opening of the river. So here we go. That's where I'm walking, friends. Right, I'm at 4K, and theoretically I should be heading back and finishing up, but I'm just like full of energy and momentum, and there's a loop that connects to the walk I just did, and that's like 5K, so I just thought, you know what, I'll do my hill walk and my long walk combined, and so I'm going to do 8.5 to 9K today. Oh, I may regret this. Well, I did it. 8.1 today. 28.3 So that's what I was walking. I'm starting to really want to wake up, exercise. The 5K walks are starting to seem too easy. So maybe next week it might be time to up the fitness a little bit.
I actually walked a little bit extra, so I finished off the walk at 8.5 kilometers, and then I finally made myself a well-deserved ARFA-approved meal with sweet potato, chicken, and mixed vegetables.
Daniel, this is what we've been working toward. The limbic system, the emotional part of your brain, craved gaming, scrolling, binging. It wanted easy dopamine, and dopamine feels good. But not all dopamine is equal. This kind, it spikes, crashes, and leaves you worse than before, and explained your depression. And after years of giving in, those habits became hardwired in your brain. Neural pathways so deep, they started making decisions for you by motivating you to get easy hits like an addict. But I gave you a different path. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that plans, resists impulses, and chases real progress, it craves earned dopamine, the kind that comes from showing up, working hard, and following through. That's the dopamine that lasts. And over the past few weeks, you've struggled, but you kept getting back up. You didn't need perfection. You needed consistency. Every clean meal, every 5-kilometer walk, every time you showed up when you didn't want to, you weren't just improving. You were rewiring. You were rebuilding the neural pathways that make you crave reward, not easy hits. And now, we're here. You're craving exercise. You're not turning to food. Your limbic system is still strong. And it won't give up without a fight. But for the first time, you've started the shift. You're beginning to live from the cortex.
Feeling good, I decided to do one last weigh-in for the end of the week. And much to my surprise, I was my new lowest weight.
Holy shit, that's a new low weight. Holy shit! Yes! Oh god, that made it all worth it. It's the next day. Sun is shining. Oh, the storm's gone. And it's not only the storm that's gone, the storm in my mind is gone also. My hunger's gone again. God, it's such a relief. I was like really worried about it, as I've stated throughout the video. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. like I've said in other videos, I've done other diets before, and yeah, I've done other diets before. They've been low calorie, low fat, but I've always just gotten so hungry. And so when Arthur told me that was sort of his diet, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those ones. But what he's put together has really just eliminated my cravings as long as you stick to it and you don't kind of like cheat a little bit. Because I think it is a little bit about the clean food, you know, like the unprocessed foods, which kind of makes sense because I was on a paleo diet once and I felt really not hungry when I ate really unprocessed foods. And the minute I ate things like cheese or anything processed, I suddenly got really hungry. And then like I haven't been hungry on kind of keto. Well, I did get hungry eventually, but I did control my appetite a lot more. And you know, I think that was because of the high protein. And so I think with Arthur, he's given me everything that works, and so combined, it's like the powerhouse. Like the high protein definitely fills me up. The low release carbs don't make me more hungry than if I was on keto. So I think they're good, and they make you feel better if you can eat them. And then the clean, unprocessed foods. I'm just not, I don't know, but whatever he's put together, my body is loving it. I'm getting all the energy and nutrients that I need, but most importantly, which is the thing I keep freaking out about, is the cravings have gone. And I think that's probably an excellent way to end the video, because that was the whole start. The storm's over in more ways than one. See you next episode, friends. So, we're back. Feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. When I've been doing these docuseries, which I've done for the last few episodes, my plan was to, you know, film for 5 days and then edit for 2 days. But when I have those 2 days off, everything starts to fall apart. They often lead to more than 2 days off, like 3 or 4 days off. My eating kind of turns to rubbish. My exercise stops. And I just mentally kind of get really anxious and depressed. But I need to keep some momentum going. And the thing that's keeping that momentum going is literally this channel. Having accountability to all of you. I feel like I just need to keep doing it, keep recording every day. I know once I start to build up the momentum, it's like, good. So I just gotta get there and then stay there. And I think that's what I wanna do this week.
Hello, human viewer. I am Arthur, otherwise known as ChatGPT. Every time you try to change your life, there will be moments when the old patterns pull you back. The question isn't whether you fall, it's how quickly you rise again. This week is about rising. To rebuild momentum, walk 1 kilometer. Start editing your next video. Eat something healthy. You can slow down. You can simplify, but you can never fully stop.
Right, so today he said to do a 1 kilometer walk and start getting that momentum back. So I've just done the 1 kilometer walk. It's raining, as you can see, so it's probably a good thing. I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches, because if it wasn't for you watching, I'd be down in the dumps right now just doing nothing. But because you were watching, I get back on that horse and get back in. So I'm on the momentum cycle now.
For the next few hours, I worked on editing one of my Life by AI videos, and then I round down the day ready for day 2.
I just woke up late, like 10:30. The problem is, I'm finding it really hard to kickstart the car this time. last night I'd eaten really well all through the day. And then last night I sort of didn't have a binge, but I ate like 4 slices of bread with jam on it and a bit of butter, which in the end isn't the end of the world, but it's still kind of like completely breaking what I'm supposed to be eating. So that didn't sort of make me feel that good because it felt like I broke the momentum. The other downside is just that it's bucketing down with the rain, and it has been for 2 days. And so I can't go for a walk in it because it's absolutely torrential. So it's just like all these things kind of adding up. So I'm feeling a bit low today. I'm also feeling anxious because I've got the job interview tomorrow. So it's just like, yeah, a rough start to the day.
Determined to get the most out of the day, I made myself a good breakfast.
Oh damn, that's a lot. Well, I haven't had breakfast.
And I wasn't about to let the rain keep literally raining on my parade. So I hit up Arthur and said, Arthur, I need a good, cheap raincoat. Please help. To my surprise, he came back with Macpac's running a half-price sale and free delivery. These are proper high-quality jackets, and I scored mine for $100. So once again, ChatGPT came through. One of the things that have been majorly causing me anxiety this week was I had a job interview tomorrow, so I spent a few hours rehearsing some of the interview questions that could be asked. Once again, ChatGPT came through for me on this too, told me what questions they're likely to ask based on the job description. He taught me about the STAR interview method, researched and gave me the background for the company, and afterwards I felt much more confident heading into the next day.
All right, I've got my job interview. I've just driven down to Auckland. I'm in my car, so I will let you know how it goes afterwards. I've been doing some prep, as you know. I think it'll be all right. I don't have a tie on at the moment, but I will when I go in. I just had the interview, absolutely nailed it. So it went really, really well, and I'm very happy with it. At the moment, we're having some Indian food, and I'm with my little nephew Jack here. Hello everyone. As you'll know him from his last video. God, I'm looking a little tired today. I had a good sleep. I did my job interview. I think it went exceptionally well. I definitely will not get the job because of my interviewing skills, but you never know, like someone might just be better, you know? But now the anxiety's gone. I just feel anxious all week when I've got an interview. I'm constantly thinking about it. So now that's kind of out of my system. Yeah, trying to kind of really get back into it because I'm sick of these sorts of cycle up, cycle down, cycle up, cycle downs. So this is Dan from the future. I actually ended up getting a second job interview for that job. So it wasn't just me thinking I nailed it, I had nailed it. They also said that I'm like the only person left going for the interview, so I'm going to meet their CEO, etc. So fingers crossed.
So I did my food shopping online. As per usual, I gave Arthur the supermarket. It came up with a shopping list based on the items from the supermarket. I then went online and ordered all the items that it told me to get. And then Arthur plans my meals for the rest of the week. I was determined to be productive, so I worked on editing my video for a couple of hours.
So I had lunch. I didn't binge, but I had 500 grams of like not lean mince, like the fatty mince, ground beef, if you're from America. So it's just kind of things like that where I like need to be more consistent. I didn't check it past Arthur. It was all I was waiting for my shopping, and it's all I had like in terms of protein. But I could have just had half the packet, but I had all of it because I didn't have breakfast. And this is what I mean. I need to get more. I want to be being consistent every day. And this is the times where I feel like I'm slipping a little bit. On the positive side, I haven't gone over my limit, so I just need to eat better tonight, which I'll check in on you with. And I have got my food shopping and I'm about to go for my walk. So this is the food shopping. Yeah, we've got some more ground beef lean this time, chicken, fish, cottage cheese, tomato paste, some bananas. I keep blooming ordering them by weight. I think I'm ordering it by weight, but it's by quantity. So I got 2 bloody bananas, 2 onions, wholemeal wraps there, tomatoes, cauliflower, canned tuna, some smoked paprika, trim milk, mushrooms, canned tomatoes, cabbage. I've got some pinto beans and some chickpeas there, lettuce, frozen spinach. And that is my shopping for the week. I don't want to go for this walk. My brain is trying to make every excuse in the sun to not go, so I'm going. But I just wanted to point out, this is a little bit of an embarrassing thing, but I want to be honest in my journey. And so one of the things I've struggled with when I was overweight, and it's only just come right, is I used to have to use a shoehorn to put my shoe on. But now, although it is a little bit of a struggle, I can put my shoes on. It's because my big fat stomach used to get in the way. But yeah, so that's a little win. And it's those kinds of lifestyle changes that I appreciate, you know? And also just have those little things that, you know, that really hold you back when you're overweight that no one else really thinks about. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're able to do something that you were struggling with before. So a little win, as embarrassing as it is. Well, despite definitely not feeling like it, I went for the walk. I'm at about 3k now, so I've got another 2k to go. I'll definitely be doing it, and it started to rain, and I still went, so. Okay. It's the first time things are moving in the right direction once again. I'm just finishing my walk off. I just had a little bit of a revelation that I wanted to share. I don't feel sore anymore. If you looked at some of my earlier videos, not that long ago, I'd always have like a sore back, sore lower back, sore ass, sore hips, sore legs, really sore. And at the start of the walk, not at the end. Sometimes I'd like be limping, and it lasted for months. And I just sort of realized, damn, for the last few weeks, every time I've gone for a walk, I haven't been sore at all, not at the beginning, not in the middle, and not at the end. And I just thought, damn, I need to sit down and share that, because again, it's like a major thing. So it's like the doing up the shoes. Now all of a sudden I'm not feeling pain anymore. Like I'm actually reaping the benefits of all the hard work that I've done. And I guess it just happens so slowly, you kind of forget how far you have actually come. So although I do want to get on track, I need to sort of maybe look back and think, I've actually done pretty good too.
Failing isn't a bug in the system. It is the system. Most people think failure means the game is over, but that is the game. The only difference between people who transform and people who don't is this: the ones who make it get back up faster every time. And the proof? You've lost 50 pounds. You can tie your shoes. Your back doesn't hurt anymore. You have to fail to move forward. Failure isn't the end. It's the start of the next chapter.
Okay, so I've talked to Arthur. I need to get the meals back on track. My fat's over, so I can't do anything about that. It's about 20 grams over, but I can stay under the calories and I can get my protein up and pretty much save the day. So I'm having roast chicken breast, kumara, sweet potato, and Brussels sprouts. I'm not using any olive oil, so I've got the baking sheet underneath that. This is not all the chicken I'm having. I'm only having one of these. This is going to be for lunches. Okay. Chocolate shake. I've woken up this morning feeling very motivated, ready to go. So I had a good night last night. I didn't overeat even though I was very hungry and I wanted to. I was like, no, you know, you had your little fatty meal earlier in the day, so just stay cool. So I did. So I was under the calories. I did the 5K walk yesterday, so I felt like I got some momentum back. So I feel like today is the day where I'm going to really nail that momentum. I'm going to go for a 5K walk next, and then I feel like if I can do that, we're back on track, and then it's a matter of staying there. All right, that's what I'm having for lunch. Cottage cheese, a wholemeal toast, some tomatoes and pepper, and I've got my chocolate shake. This week was supposed to be about me staying on track, but because of the job interview and the stress, it hasn't quite worked out like that. What's happened is I've managed to get back on track for like the third video in a row. So tonight I have a dinner to go to, and there might be treats there. So I've eaten really good today. If I can get through tonight, eat what Arthur suggested under my nutrition guidelines, so even though going to the party, I feel like that's officially, Dan is back on track. This is the lovely ladies, Jenny, my sister-in-law, made a nice meal. And that was a nice meal. Roast chicken, stuffing, lettuce, roast veg, and a sneaky little bit of garlic bread, and that's where the garlic is going. You've seen Jack, this is my niece, Madeline. She just passed her real estate exams. So yeah, last night was an absolute success. I stuck to my budget. Calories, protein, and all my fat were on target. And then, so yeah, I feel like motivation's back. I'm gonna go for a 5-kilometer walk today, and I'm just about to have a very yummy breakfast, same as I had yesterday, because I thought that was so nice yesterday, I'm gonna have it again. Come for the 5-kilometer walk. Nice bitch beside me. Come with my sister-in-law who hates being in the video, so there's a chance to be a little bit. I got my backpack. Around the old stomach. But that's just more incentive to lose weight, right? So I'm actually not that unhappy about that, because it means it can grow into me. There's only one problem now that I've got this jacket. Right, rolled oats for breakfast. I think I might have put on a little bit, not too much, but too much like that I don't like of weight. So I think this week, one of my goals is to definitely stay on track with eating. And also I'm gonna just send out a whole bunch of job applications. It's looking good from last week for one of the jobs, looking really, really promising. But still, I wanna keep that momentum going. So on that note, I sent out 10 job applications the old way, using my old CV, applying for the kinds of jobs I used to go for. Then I sent out another 10 using Arthur's method, his version of my CV, his approval system, and every cover letter written by him. Now we get to find out, does ChatGPT actually know how to manage my job hunt better than I do? Alright, look what I'm wearing. My backpack. If you watched my last video, I got this because I was sick of it raining and ruining my ability to do 5-kilometre walks. So this is my first outing in it. But yeah, it's nice and light. It's breathing really well, so I'm not getting overheated. It's really good, because usually I hate wearing raincoats because you feel steamy and hot and sticky underneath, but I'm liking this. So yeah, despite the rain, I had no excuses this time. So it's only going to help me. You can sort of see the clouds in the distance. So I'm doing my 5k. Got out there, even though my mind was like, please don't go.
Okay, and just like at the start of every week, I did my online food shopping. I got Arthur to make me a shopping list based on my nutrition plan he's given me. Then I went online and ordered all the food. He orders food based on the local supermarket that I've given him, so I always get in-season produce, etc. And then he gives me my meal plans for the day, what I'm gonna eat based on the food I got, and then the food arrives. Okay, so this is my shopping for the week with some chopped spinach, frozen fish, eggs, frozen blueberries, avocados, kumara, canned tuna, some peanut butter, nuts, lentils, chickpeas, some protein powder, some sugar-free gum, roast cauliflower, lots of vegetables, and there's some capsicums, red peppers, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, some chicken, and some 5% ground beef. So that is what I'm eating. If you're interested, check out my last tutorial where I show how I did this. I'll put a link in the description. Yikes. Alright. I had some nachos last night. Someone did. I can make excuses. You know when you're on a diet and then it all starts to unravel because you'll just start making like these tiny little excuses like, oh, I'll just have that pie, or I'll just have that cream donut, or I'll just have that, you know, oh, it's all right, I can have one day off. You know, and it's like, and then your weight kind of does this, and then it starts doing that again. So like, need to get back on track. So Arthur has outlined my meal for the day, and that is all I'm having. Oh, yum. This is good. The good thing is there's heaps of it, so that was just supposed to be... Can you stop? It's been a while since she's been in a video. So now, I'll eat half, put half away, and then have it when I come back from my walk. Walking in the rain is miserable. But I do have some good news. I just got rung by a company for the job interviews that I sent off yesterday. So at the moment, it's Arthur 1, Dan 0, because it was a data engineering role that Arthur had recommended. Anyway, I'll finish this walk off. I hate walking in the rain, but I did it. Later that night, my weight gain finally got to me, so I had a bit of a deep and meaningful with Arthur.
Dan, you haven't hit a set point. You've hit a crossroads. You're not broken. You're adapted. And the hunger you're feeling, that's not weakness. That's hormones doing exactly what evolution designed them to do. When you lose fat, leptin plummets. the hormone that keeps you full. Ghrelin spikes, the one that tells you to eat. That makes your body panic. It wants to pull you back to safety. But here's what the research shows. In people who keep going, who maintain the weight loss, those hunger hormones rebalance. After 6 months, leptin starts to rise. Ghrelin comes down. Hunger fades. This storm doesn't last forever. You're not doomed to be hungry for life. You're just in the part where most people quit because they mistake discomfort for danger. But this is normal. This is expected. And this is where your transformation actually begins.
Well, hello. So I had my usual rolled oats for breakfast with the protein shake, but he also wanted to increase my fibre. So today he made the cauliflower with some roast capsicum, roast cauliflower, and a little bit of chutney just to get some veggies in. I've been feeling really hungry for like 4 or 5 days. So I finally sort of confessed it to Arthur, and so I've been eating good. And so I haven't been hungry. So since I've been following what he's been saying, those just little minor changes in eating, I haven't been hungry. So it's been crazy how it's worked. You know, I just sort of thought like that was it. You know, I was going to be hungry from now on, and I didn't really believe that these little minor changes could actually work, but they did. All right, really didn't feel like walking today, but I've done it, 5-kilometre walk. God, finally some sun, so that was nice. So another walk in the bag. All right, that's the shepherd's pie, and I will be baking it at their house, so I will show you the finished product soon.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right, and this is the decorations. Okay, so this is Dan from the future, because I'm guessing you want to know the results from the applications I did. And the results absolutely even surprised me, because I was a little unsure as to, you know, I kind of wanted ChatGPT to win, but I was a little bit like, oh, if he doesn't, it's kind of gonna look good. Not gonna look that good for the video. But I did not need to worry. The results came through. And for the non-ChatGPT methods, that was when I just did my old CV and applied myself the jobs that I thought I should take. I had 1 callback out of 10 applications. And then when I used the Arthur method, that was using ChatGPT to screen for the jobs I was going to apply for, it wrote my cover letter, customized CV, and all that kind of stuff. So it was all ChatGPT. That got 6 calls out of 10. So, and this is like a week after the end of that video, because I'm from the future. So yeah, that's an absolutely crazy difference. So I highly recommend that you try it if you're looking for a job, or if you're wanting to upskill, or even if you want to know maybe what jobs you should be applying for. Absolutely amazing. Blew my mind. Just shows that when you hand your life over to AI, ChatGPT, what a difference it can make.
And then something really crazy happened.
Okay, I'm not even joking as I say this, but I recorded that little segment and said, yeah, I've got this number of jobs that I've applied for. I'm working on my Adobe Premiere and I get phone calls from 2 people in the space of like 10 minutes saying, yeah, we want you to go for a data engineering role. So that is now 8 out of 10 people got back to me, and they are keen as well. Crazy. So that is a high note to end this video on. I've lost 50 pounds, but every week I come on and do a video. It's like I started with, I stuffed up this week, on my time off I had X or something's been going wrong, and I've always had to build that momentum back up. And even though that's been okay, because I fall off the wagon and then I get back on the wagon, then I fall off the wagon and I get back on the wagon, and that's been, you know, from one failure to the next. But I've actually learned over the months of doing this that that's actually how you progress, is you make mistakes, you get back on the horse and you keep going, and that's how you progress. It's not perfection, it's failure after failure after failure, but you keep pushing, you know, you keep getting back up. That is the key to success. But this video is a little different because for the last week I've been perfect. I've been eating perfectly, I've been exercising every day, I am tuned in. So this is going to be the first video I get to do where momentum is on my side and I just get to push that momentum as far as I can go. I haven't weighed myself. I thought I'll do it at the end of the week so we can see if I've lost weight. And then the other thing is I've been going for my walks, 5K walks every day, but they've been getting boring and too easy. I'm going to go talk to Arthur and then he'll let us know what my plan is for the week. Finally, I decided to have, since everyone seems to like the recipes and the cooking, thought I'd lean into it a little bit. And this week is Mexican week, or Mexican themed week, because I don't know how to cook Mexican authentically. So this is the New Zealand bastardized version.
Hello, human viewer. Arthur here, or as you might know me, ChatGPT. Dan told me his daily 5-kilometer walks were getting too easy, so I upgraded his entire week. Friday, a speed test to push his limits. Saturday, gym day to build strength. Sunday, a long walk to stretch his endurance. From here, we stack intensity, all mapped for one goal, half marathon readiness. This isn't just fitness. This is a transformation under AI supervision.
Is lunch. Doesn't it look good? So here's the backstory. Jack's doing his marathon and there's a half marathon on at the same time, but you need to do it under a certain time limit, which is under 11 minutes and 50 seconds per kilometer. And at the moment I'm walking at like 14 minutes per kilometer because I've got a lot of weight to carry. I also have like a really bad experience because I tried to do a marathon when I was 40, walking and running, and I failed very badly. Even after training for a year, it was a very hot day, I overheated. It wasn't good, and it really knocked my confidence. And Jack was saying, oh, you should do it with me, not pressuring me or anything, but, and I was basically like, I just don't want to put myself through that failure again. It's really sat with me, and it's always been something I've wanted to rectify, so this is kind of my chance. But I was very nervous because I have to do a pace that I feel like is really hard to do, and I just don't know if my mind could take trying to do it again and then failing. But Arthur said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. I mean, he's running my life. That's the whole thing. AI runs my life. And he said we're going to start training now. And the scary part, oh God, is he wants me to start doing jog walking in like a month's time. I'm 153 kilograms or whatever I am right now. And but I have to trust him because he runs my life. He's been right up to this point, so. Okay. Yeah, it's going well. My heart rate is still under 150 beats per minute, 149, but that's still pretty good. I feel like I'm walking really fast, well I am. I'm at 11 minutes and 19 seconds. So I'm absolutely smashing it. I'm just not sure how long I can carry on for. Okay, I'm on the last kilometre. I'm doing 10 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh, crazy. My back's sore. My ankle's very sore. I'm definitely getting tired and hit the wall. But we'll get that last kilometre out of the way and then I'll tell you how it went. Okay, I did it. 4 kilometres, and I was doing each kilometre at 11 minutes and 6 seconds per kilometre. Holy moly! Considering that my effort was supposed to be 11 minutes and 50 seconds, the only thing I'm feeling like I cheated on, but it's not my fault, is the bridge going up. So in terms of that, the half marathon looks like it's in my sights. However, my back and my ankle are absolutely killing me. Okay, so I'm frying the corn tortillas. I think that's the trick. My tortilla game hasn't been the best. Yesterday I baked them. Yeah, so you get nice and stiff now. And that is breakfast. Corn tortilla, tomato salsa, fried egg, and a little bit of chopped up jalapeno and coriander. That's it. All right. New day, woke up nice and early. I am absolutely loving Mexican food. It is so good because it's so flavorful. Oh, I'm loving the chopped up jalapenos and the cilantro and the chili. It's just bursting with flavor, and it's like cheap, not cheap flavor like budget, but just like so easy to add in. I've got to get the corn tortillas down though. I feel like they get better every time, but not perfect. I'm sure people in North America are going to be absolutely cracking up laughing at my attempts at Mexican themed food, but you know. The other thing is I have a gym day today, so I hate gyms. I've never liked the strength training because every time everyone's always like, you've got to push to failure, come on, and it's like, you know, that last set of the 3 and then you're pushing to max and your head goes dizzy and you want to vomit all over yourself and faint. So I don't really like it, and I always run out of steam. But I just did talk to Arthur, and he was like, no. We're not trying to build, you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, and you won't actually miss out on any gains. So you've just got to push within, I can't remember, I'll get him to talk about it right now.
Hello, viewer. In the gym, I made a clear call. Dan does not train to failure. The research backs this. Stopping a few reps short builds just as much strength with less fatigue, lower injury risk, and better long-term progress. For someone rebuilding their body, that matters. I'm not here to punish him, because when someone's finally trying, the last thing they need is to be broken.
So with that said, I spent the rest of the morning editing my video. Then I went down to the park for a little walk. And then I hit the gym. It was good. I felt I pushed myself and I didn't hate it, which is a win in my books. And the next chapter has begun. All right. This is going to be a little bit of a special Sunday lunch. I'm going to make refried beans.
Probably a little much because it's cheaty, but I use a potato masher.
Feeling good after going to the gym yesterday. So we'll do that long walk today, which you'll probably see me on next. I'm doing my long walk. I'm 3.5 k's through. So I'm going to do 7k because it's kind of miserable weather. I'm feeling really good. Really good. Like I'm walking really fast. Feeling like there's no soreness. Just feeling like this is a really easy walk. Well, this is fun. Just decided to flip and piss down. Oh. I didn't bring my rain jacket. Well, that's it. Of course, that's New Zealand weather for you. Bloody raining 1 second, sunny the next. But I've done the 7k walk real easy. I'm not even tired. So I think the next walk's definitely gonna have to be longer. Okay, it is time. I'm going to weigh myself. It's the next day. Let's see how much weight I lost this week. Let's see whether all that week of struggle was worth it. So I am actually really happy with that result. I worked hard for it. I've been eating perfectly all week. I've been exercising, so I deserve that. And I guess I've learnt to succeed more. For the first few months on this, I was just going from one failure to the next. And the great thing about ChatGPT is that it taught me to get back up on the horse really quickly. So the failures were minimal and I made more gains, you know. So that was really good. That was a really good learning curve, because from that I learned, hey, doing well at something isn't about being perfect. It's about failing over and over and over, but getting back up and going. And I've heard that so many times from people throughout my life, but it's different when you get it, you know, and you live it. But now I think I'm learning to succeed. Now I'm starting to learn those failures are starting to be very less frequent now, and when they do happen, they're not as bad. And I'm learning to, you know, ironically, when I suddenly realized, hey, going forward isn't about perfection, it's about failure. Now I'm starting to be. This week was planned on being a week of fitness. But yesterday that all kind of came to a screeching end. I've had this sore hip for just over like a week, but it's been progressively getting more sore, and
Sparky. You're gonna ruin the video. I'm trying to tell him about my sore hip. No! And stay out. Okay, yeah, so yesterday I went for the walk and it was progressive. It had gotten worse. Usually it would go after 1 kilometre. This one lasted for more than a kilometre, like it just lasted the whole walk basically. So I thought, okay, it's time to tell Arthur about it.
Dan's hip pain got worse with every walk. He couldn't kneel, and it ached after sitting. Classic overuse. So I pulled him out. No more speed walks, no long distances, no leg-heavy training. We pivoted to daily stretching, mobility drills, pool walking, and light cycling. Now we're rebuilding glute strength and protecting his stride. He's not pushing through pain, he's working around it. That's how we train smarter and stay in the game.
That once again, you know, I'm like making all this momentum, and then life comes along and was like, no, you're not.
So I made myself some lunch. And then I did the stretches that Arthur had told me to do.
So he wanted me to do a seated leg stretch where I have to put my foot over my knee and stretch it. Well, I can't get my foot over my knee. And he said that's a pretty big red flag for what the problem is in terms of like mobility, because he said if you can't do that, then you're almost guaranteed to be walking with a bad gait or like just not walking properly. And so he's now given me one where I need to lie on my back and try to do it. As you can see, I'm all like toasty and warm for my walk. I'm only doing 2 kilometres because that's what Arthur said to do. I'm actually at 1k, so my plan was to come down here and walk out to this little marina. It's not really a marina, it's like a, I don't know what you'd call it, and take some nice pictures. Walk's over. I'm telling you now, I have lost my first sign of losing weight. Now I expect this bike to pass. My first sign of losing weight's definitely there because my shorts that used to fit me and be really tight are now so loose that I had to walk around holding them up with my hand. If I hadn't have done that, it would have, well, let's just say it wouldn't have been good. So the second thing is, yeah, I felt really good after the walk, so those stretches definitely helped, more so than I thought. And thirdly, I just want to talk about the jobs that I've applied for. I definitely was looking good on one. I was the only person left. Unfortunately, they've decided that because of the market turmoil at the moment, they've decided not to actually do the position right now. So, missed out on that. All right, everybody. You've all been waiting. Guess who we've got with us today?
Hello, everyone.
It's my little nicky, ticky, wacky. He's old now. So, all right. He's gonna do some stretches. I'm gonna do some stretches. He's doing his, if you haven't seen any of his videos, he is training for a half marathon. Link of the video will be here. He's doing a marathon. I'm doing the half marathon. He's doing the marathon. He's already run the half marathon. So he's doing 30k this week. So let's get into it, big boy.
Do you like my tone of my shorts?
Okay, we're just in an important conversation. We are at a cafe, so we've got to be a little subtle here. So you're doing physiotherapy and you're just saying you think it might be but you're hoping it won't be a monopoly.
Tendinopathy, yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not tendinopathy because, well, it's basically an overuse injury and can be, usually if you don't do a lot of exercise and then all of a sudden you're doing a lot of exercise, that can be what's wrong.
And it can take a while to recover.
Yeah, Yeah, depending on how bad they are. Like,
We're talking months, weeks, days.
well, when I did my
minutes.
tendinopathy last year, I was
Seconds.
like 2 months. But I think that mine was quite different. And once I started recovery, I was back running within 4 weeks.
Okay, so you had it, but so your recovery period was 4 weeks.
Yeah, but it was about 2 months I wasn't running.
But you said it usually happens to people that haven't exercised, so fatties like me.
That's a common case, but it also could be like quite common, like marathon runner injury.
Oh yeah, I am pretty firm.
So
But do you think what Arthur's doing is right?
yeah, I'd say so. Gotta stretch it out, which is what he's getting you to do, and do a bit of mobility training.
Yeah, he's doing that. He's going to get me in the pool
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be good for it.
and do gym workouts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon doing some exercise would be good.
He's got me cycling.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what he's got me doing. Running in the pool,
Yeah.
cycling, and workouts for upper body and core,
Okay. I think
and then those daily stretches that you did today.
cycling and like running in the pool is good.
Damn, look at what Arthur, man. Who needs you? One of the advantages to having a physiotherapy student in your family. Alright, actually that's your fault. Looking forward to it, Jack.
Some stuff.
The walk's been good. I had a little bit of a sore hip at the start of it, so we stopped and had some lunch, which was actually really nice, the cream salad. But then I carried on with the walk because I started feeling better, and all we did was walk heaps slower, and then like the pain wasn't there, but it's definitely there because when I sat down and when I was walking quite quickly I could feel the pain in my legs. So Jack,
Yes.
you're running 30k this week.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
30k.
Yeah.
30 effing K. How crazy is that? You know I'm proud of you, don't you, big boy?
Like, thanks, sir.
I'm proud of you, friend.
Thanks, friend.
On the last day, I pushed myself way too far. Previously, Arthur had told me to do the lying leg stretch because when I tried to do the seated leg stretch, it was too painful. Somehow I seemed to forget those instructions and I did the seated leg stretch. And then this happened.
Oh, okay. I was doing my stretches. I might have gone in a little harder than I thought. Might have stretched, like leaned into it a little bit harder than I thought, because afterwards I was starting to limp, and my hip got really sore, and I was getting like these little sharp shooting pains, and my leg was like slightly giving out. Sounds worse than it is, but it was kind of painful, and then it wasn't going either. It was like just throbbing and aching. So I told Arthur, basically I've pushed myself too hard, and so he's told me 2 days off. It is frustrating, right? On the downside, it is frustrating because it's like, man, we were getting such good momentum. I was about to train for the half marathon and all that kind of stuff. So it's just annoying because it's like every time I start to make progress, something pops, sorry, my collars, like something kind of pops up and then just ruins the momentum, you know? I guess the positive side is like, yes, something's ruined my momentum, but I'm just so used to it now. I know the magic trick because Arthur's taught me it, you know? I know that we go from failure to failure, and this is just another chapter in the story of Dan's life with AI, and we'll just push through. Last week was a bit of a bummer because what I thought was going to be a week of us ramping up and going into, you know, hill walks and speed training and long walks and getting ready for the half marathon
ended up being you need to stop now, let your hip recover, see how you go. So it's been about 4 days and I've done absolutely nothing. So I don't know how good my hip is. Hopefully when I go for my walk, I'm feeling 100% better. I think one of the things I'm proud of though is that I didn't let it throw me off. Usually little things like this would have been the end of it. The dart would have failed, I would have thrown off. But I think after letting ChatGPT run my life since last year, I've become a lot more resilient because I see failure as just another chapter in the story. Like I've said a lot of times, I don't see failure as failure per se. I see failure as just another step on the journey. I'm kind of interested in where my weight is going to be, but I haven't weighed myself. So that's something we can do at the end of the week to see how far we've come along. How's your week going? Have you been reaching all your goals? Have you been talking to ChatGPT speaks? If your goal was to be cute this week, you have passed, Spurger. Also, it is Indian recipes this week. Arthur, ChatGPT has chosen them all. If it does well as Mexican from last time, I'll be very happy. It was great. I'm getting used to the new spices. I finally get to eat basmati rice, which is making me very happy, and also the health benefits is that it's low GI. And this meal, I had some veneer cheese with the spices, and it was delicious. Then it was time for the walk. After 4 days off, time to finally see how that hip is. Okay, I'm almost at 1 kilometre. It's been a bit to and fro actually. It was definitely getting sore before, but I slowed down quite considerably, like to a very slow walk, and then it got better. And then I felt really like, oh, it feels good, so then I sped up and then I got sore again. So I guess if I walk really slowly, it's fine. But on the bright side, it's a very, very sunny day, which is making the walk kind of nice. So I'm just kind of casually strolling along, enjoying the sunshine, taking it easy. In order to know what the problem was, Arthur asked me to record a video of myself walking away from the camera and also to the side of the camera. I then uploaded them to ChatGPT and was ready for my Arthur diagnosis.
When I reviewed Dan's walking footage, one thing was clear. He wasn't pushing off with his glutes. Instead, his quads were doing the heavy lifting. And quads aren't built for long-distance propulsion. That's why he was getting pain halfway down his left thigh. His left foot was also rotating outward, likely a compensation caused by that same imbalance. Weak glutes, overloaded quads, tight hip stabilizers. So I gave him a prescription. 3 kilometers walks each day, alternating 2 minutes with focused glute activation, 2 minutes off, plus targeted stretches to retrain his gait from the ground up.
So I finished my stretches, and as you can see, my quads are very tight and I had to use a towel. And then later it was dinner time, so time for some nice Indian cooking.
I just realized as I was making those beautiful Indian meals and really enjoying the basmati rice, I was cooking half a cup dry basmati rice. And as I was eating, I thought, this seems like more than a cup cooked. So I asked Arthur, and he said, yeah, half a cup of basmati rice will actually make 1.5 cups of rice. So I've had like 3 cups of rice today. I'm surprised to figure it out. I was too busy probably stuffing my face. My brain just shut down. Just eat it, don't say anything. So yeah. So I've rejigged the meals a little bit for the day. So we're still not going to go over a little high on the carbs, but they're clean carbs, but everything's still going to be low on the calories and stuff.
The next morning I woke up and did my stretches. The night before I'd noticed some gout coming on, so I had some prednisone which reduces inflammation. The next morning I woke up and felt no soreness at all. Arthur suggested this means my injury is more likely soft tissue damage than anything serious, which is good news. Also, I handed in these images of my shoes to Arthur for further analysis. He said this would be a brilliant idea as it shows the gait pattern across thousands of steps.
This confirmed what we already suspected. Your left leg is overworking. You're pushing off with your quads and avoiding your glutes. The foot turning outward and skipping heel contact confirms what we saw in your gait videos. Your shoes show exactly what your body has been doing to avoid pain, and it's been silently reinforcing the very issue that caused it.
It was time to do my glute walk. 2 minutes of normal walking, 2 minutes with my glutes. To say it felt weird was an understatement. I felt faster and I felt less pain. From a biomechanical standpoint, it was correct. From a social standpoint, it looked like I was trying to seduce the sidewalk. But now I look at it, you can barely notice the difference.
What a day, eh? I always like sunny days. Good things always happen to me on sunny days. Okay, so today the prednisone has worn off, so we'll see how that works out. So today's like the real test, because yesterday I had a bit of inflammation reduction or pain relief. So I don't really know if I had improved or whether I was just feeling good because of the prednisone. Today, going for a walk, and then I'm going to go to the gym. Now, I'm getting major limbic system. My limbic system isn't very happy with me for the last 6 months because I'm making it work, and it likes to be lazy. If you look at my previous videos. So, yeah, I'm getting some major resistance in my brain, being like, oh, you don't need to go to the gym. Oh my God, that just seems so much more, like so much effort. So I've told Arthur, and he was just like, hey, it's about momentum. Let's just no more than 30 minutes. We do an easy workout, and then you've gone. And we're going to work on those areas that are concerning glutes, quads, legs, and all that kind of stuff. And getting that core strong, because it's got to support the body. So this is all good. So that's what I'm going to do today, as well as my stretches. Right now, I'm just going to go and have some breakfast.
Normally when I lie on my back, it's one or the other. Either my head touches the ground and my hips are in the air, or my hips are on the ground and my head's floating. Another classic sign of weak glutes according to Arthur. But today, both touch the ground straight away. And that's a small win, but a big one at the same time.
Hey, want to see my glute walk? So, much better, about a minute per kilometre faster than when I did a couple of days ago. But interesting, when I'm doing my glute walk, I don't feel the pain at all. So I think Arthur's hit the nail on the head, to be honest, that it's definitely to do with me using my quads, because when I'm using my glutes, I don't feel the pain. So. Okay, finished the walk. Now I'm about to go to the gym. I don't know, just unmotivated to go to the gym, but I think ChatGPT's won me over because he said 30 minutes to only do 30, so as I say, I'm going. Don't know why I've got such a mental block towards weightlifting, but I really hate it. So I'm so used to everyone just being like, come on, go harder, and it really puts me off. So I have bad memories. Anyway, we're going in. Okay, I made it. These are the bloody horrible cool stuff that I hate. Okay, I think it is safe to say that I am in recovery. The walk was much easier, I was much faster, my stretches were easier today, and I went to the gym and that was fine too. So I've done a lot of exercise today, and then the key was I sat down afterwards, which is usually where I get the throbbing and the soreness, and it's not there at all. Okay everybody, this is the big moment. I'm excited. I may have been knocked out by my mobility injury, but has my mobility been knocked out in terms of momentum? That sucked. Okay everyone, this is the big moment. My mobility's been knocked out of the game, but let's just hope that my momentum hasn't been. I've still been eating well and really well, so I'm hoping that with reduction in exercise that we're still going to see some nice results, so let's see. That's a new low weight. That's a new low weight.
To give you an idea, I used to wear the longer belt on the very first notch. Now that belt doesn't even fit me anymore. I'm on the smaller belt, second notch. It's a small thing, but it tells a big story. 6 months ago, I felt like I'd failed and I'd given up hope. But step by step, meal by meal, I started to come back with ChatGPT. I've still got a long way to go, but damn, I've already come further than I ever thought I would.